Hello, this is Seon-Nyeo Kim of Honam University, who has published a study on changes in social acceptance according to personal acceptance of family diversity. I'm honored to have had the opportunity to present. Let's get started right away. The content prepared in the following order. First, introduction. Second, research method. Third, study results. Fourth, conclusion. First, look at the introduction. The need for research. As Korean society, which has pursued a family system based on blood ties, has changed demographic structure and functions due to industrialization, it is necessary to change the perception of the traditional family. Starting with childbirth by single mothers, childbirth of minors, increase in international marriage and divorce, and remarriage, increase in cohabitation and common law marriage, childbirth through common law marriage, voluntary non-birth of married couples, and the emergence of homosexual families are typical. It shows that the normal family model emphasized as a family norm in treatment. Familism in Korea is shown to have a strong family-centered tendency, leading to a show of family love, a show of material and success, and the tendency to show off to others by connecting what one has with success of the family. In such a social background, in order to achieve wealth and maximize profits made rapid industrialization, one had to rely on the family, especially because the influence of Confucianism, which emphasized the family, has long been entrenched in the collective unconscious of Koreans. As stipulated in Article 36 of the Constitution, marriage and family life must be established and maintained on the basis of individual dignity and gender equality, and the state guaranteed this. It is important to understand the attitudes and values that citizens have towards their families, and it is very meaningful to understand the family diversity acceptance criteria based on this. 1.2 Prior research on family diversity. The factors affecting the degree of acceptance of family diversity were the older age, higher education, more women than men, and higher income. It was found that the more people have, the less they accept. In the case of international marriage, which can be seen as an example of family diversity, family support was found to be an important moderating variable. In a study on multicultural acceptance of multicultural family support center workers, the higher the level of acceptance of multiculturalism, the more positive the attitude toward multiculturalism. As the form and function of the family is rapidly changing, research on various family types is gradually being conducted, focusing on the research related to the perception of family types such as the view of marriage, the view of children and the view of husband and wife. There are not many relationship studies on the relationship between changes in individual perceptions of family diversity and social acceptance. Although cognition is the main mechanism that determines human behavior, it is very important to examine the actual influence relationship because cognition and behavior move separately and sometimes show in constant contractions in reality. Next, research methods. Research subjects and data collection. August 21 or 27, 2019. For general citizens aged 19 to 79 who live in 17 cities and provinces across the country. A telephone survey method using a CATI, a computer-assisted telephone interviewing system, and the public on family diversity conducted by the Ministry of Gender Ecology and family using poll data. 1,499 valid questionnaires out of the total of 1,500 questionnaires were used as research data. (2.2) Research tools. As a result of factor analysis, 3 sub-factors were extracted, and the sample fit MSA was 0.872, which was suitable for factor analysis. Bartlett's velocity test 7,989.222 p equals 0.000. The correlation between variables was recognized based on the significance level of 0.05, enabling overall factor analysis. As a result of a reliability test, Kronberg value was found to be 0.846, 0.865, indicating that the variables used in this study were internally consistent among items. Third, study results. 3.1 Respondent characteristics. The characteristics of the respondent are as follows. Among the study subjects, 50.6% were male and 49.4% were female. Age was 30 to 40 years old, 35.1%. 50 to 60 years old, 41%. And 70 to 80 years old, 23.9%. Economic level was the highest with 3.7%, middle class with 84.4%, and lower class with 11.9%. Research concept descriptive statistics. Social acceptance was 2.82 plus minus 0.61 points, and personal acceptance was 2.84 plus minus 0.72 points. When looking at the average level of the research subject related to the research concept, there was no significant difference, but personal acceptance of family diversity was higher, followed by higher social acceptance. A correlation between research concepts. The correlation structure of the study variable is as follows. Divorce, remarriage, cohabitation without marriage, childbirth without marriage, single child without marriage, childless international marriage, under childbirth, children of single parents families, children of remarried families, children of single mothers and or fathers, children of cohabitating families, children of multicultural families. A Pearson correlation analysis was conducted to determine the related influence between children of adopted families, and the correlation between the two variables was investigated. As a result, the correlation between children of multicultural families and children of adopted families was R equal 0.673 and P equal 0.7000, indicating the highest positive correlation among the correlations. Conversely, divorce, remarriage, and childbirth underage showed the lowest positive correlation with R equal 0.172 and P equal 0.000. Next, research hypothesis verification results. After controlling for exogenous variables, hierarchical regression analysis was performed using gender, education, background, age, and economic level among general characteristics as control variables to find out whether individual acceptance of family diversity affects social acceptance. As a result of the analysis, Model 1 F equal 39.530, P less than 0.001, Model 2 F equal 68.245, P less than 0.001. So it can be said that this regression model is suitable. Model 1 equals 0.257 and Model 2 equal 0.467. The amount of change in R squared increased by 0.21. It can be said that the independent variable is statistically significant in explaining the dependent variable after the control variable is input with a significance probability. P equal 0.000. According to the amount of change in R squared F equal 58.973. Model 1 and Model 2 both had a tolerance of 0.1 or more and a VIF of less than 10, confirming that there was no problem with multicollinearity between variables. As shown in Table 4 in Model 1, gender, educational background, age, and economic level were found to have a significant effect on social acceptance, and the explanatory power was 25%. The explanatory power of Model 2, in which the personal acceptability sub-factor was added, was found to be 46%. Children of cohabiting families and children of multicultural families were positively plus significant in social acceptance. In other words, it was evaluated that the higher the individual perception and acceptance of children of remarried families, children of single parents, children of cohabiting families, and children of multicultural families, the higher the social acceptance. Next, conclusion. The content that can be discussed based on the main research results is as follows. First, the individual's perceived acceptance of children of remarried families was significant in terms of social acceptance. The result of this study is that in a study on the acceptance of family diversity perceived by college students, many college students perceived married couples and their children as family. 99%, while more than 50% of respondents recognized remarried families as family. 85% supported the previous studies. As the divorce rate and the remarriage rate rise together, the values of marriage have changed, and the perception and attitude towards remarriage and the children of remarried families have also become more flexible than in the past. Looking at this phenomenon is just that the importance of forming a family through marriage and divorce through remarriage is still great behind the Korean society, where non-marriageism is increasing. Second, the higher the individual's perceived acceptance of the children of single mothers or fathers, the higher the social acceptance was. With the abolition of the paternal-centered system, there is a movement to expand the scope of the family from the maternal-centered family, and a family form that divides from the existing normative patterns such as single mothers or fathers, single-parent families, homosexual couples, and cohabiting couples has occurred. Third, it was found that the higher the individual's perceived acceptance of children of cohabiting families, the higher the social acceptance. When the subject's sexuality was open and cohabitation was perceived as a test dimension of a marriage relationship, they showed a positive attitude toward cohabitation, whereas those who had economic convenience, had religion, or valued chastity showed a negative attitude. Fourth, it was found that the higher the individual perception and acceptance of children of multicultural families, the higher the social acceptance. The results of this study are consistent with the study that the higher the level of acceptance of multiculturalism, the more positive the attitude toward multiculturalism. The importance of family support, the positive acceptance of each family member was emphasized. However, in this study, the relationship between personal and social acceptance of children of single-parent families and adopted children was not significant. This is in order of nuclear family, adoption, remarriage, and single parent. In the results of a study on college students, it is different from the expression of reception. Although this phenomenon recognizes that it is necessary to follow this diversifying individual value of the family in order to respond to the rapidly changing society. Concerns of a lack of single-parent parenting and the traditional family values, valuing blood ties, collide with modern values, causing delays situation. In terms of demographic variables, it was found that female modern males and all age groups except those in their 60s or older accepted a variety of family types as they had low educational attainment and higher economic levels. High acceptance by women means that women accept it faster than men's family view, which is lagging behind in social change. On the other hand, the negative phenomenon in which the lower the educational level, the higher the social acceptance is different from previous studies. It can be inferred as the expression of personal will be pursue practical happiness rather than external stability. And although people in their 60s and older still place importance on their traditional view of the family, the higher acceptance of diverse families in most age groups suggests that individual needs take precedence regardless of generation. Based on the above research results, policy recommendations on family diversity are as follows. First, it is necessary to break away from the normal family syndrome as an example of the traditional view of the family and transform it into a social awareness that embraces diverse families should be revised accordingly. In other words, when a child of a remarried family wants to receive a family relationship certificate for work submission, they still have to go through several steps to prove themselves. Second, legal support for children of families living together should be gradually supported with the goal of reaching the same level as children of married families. It is necessary to face the current Korean society in 2022. Marriage has been a choice rather than a necessity for a long time, and in order to minimize the side effect of the divorce, people are choosing to live together to legally allow homosexual families and to have non-married child by donating sperm, and individual acceptance is increasing. This reflects the current trend in which a realization of individual need is prioritized over the collective interest of the family, and this phenomenon is expected to gradually expand. References are as follows. This concludes the presentation of this study. Thank you. Thank you very much.